Good morning, guys, and welcome to this basically first meeting. This is an online class. I will try and not promise to post this recording as soon as I can. The reason why we have this meeting is actually to give you an idea, if you wish, an orientation into how we're going to be using this class. We will be meeting from time to time. I will send you the links. The links are going to be in Confer Zoom. I will send you the message, if you wish, when we're going to be meeting. Typically, it's before exams, where we go through the preparation for the exam and what needs to be done. I can still meet with you guys on campus on Monday or Wednesday. I am on campus. So you send me a message ahead of time and we will meet there in my office. And or we can meet online. This is an online class, so if this is the preferred way of meeting, we can always meet on Zoom. In my syllabus, it gives you the time when I'm available for meetings, but if those times are not available for you or they don't work for you, you need to let me know so that we can find the convenient time for both of us, okay? There was some mistakes in the syllabus that I want you guys to fix. So please do so as soon as possible. I know I updated the information on Canvas. So if you already have seen the incorrect one, you need to make corrections to it. The first thing is the office number. It is not 2775, but it is actually 2777. The second thing that I need you to know about the syllabus that has a mistake is in the ISBN number of the book. Apparently, I have switched the 8 and the 7. It's not 987. The first 3 digits are 978. So please make that correction. Again, if you can find these resources or if you have difficulty with it, you can always send me a message, okay? The preferred way of communications actually with you guys is through Canvas. When you go to Canvas, let me share with you the screen so that I can show you exactly what I'm looking at. Hold on, let me find it first. That's number one. I have many browsers open, so I need to find the correct browser. I think it's this browser. And let me find your class to make sure I'm on the same class. Let me go home. And let me look at it from the student perspective. Okay, so let me share with you the screen. Again, this is the landing page when you guys come into your course. At least on Canvas, with a PC, with a computer, this is how it looks like to you guys. This is the general introduction, general information. This is one of the things I was talking about in here. And this is the 6th edition. The 6th edition is correct. It's a 978 and it's correct. The 5th edition also has a 978 and not the 987. So this needs to be corrected. Again, the syllabus is in here and it's on this page. So if I'm going to click on the syllabus, this is the corrected office number, the one I was talking about. So please make those corrections. Again, the communication that I really prefer is you come to the inbox. I cannot click on the inbox right now because I'm in a student view. And this student view does not have an email, so it's going to give me an error. But for you guys, when you go there, you can send me a message. This is actually the best way for me to communicate with you guys because it will tell me exactly what section of astronomy you are in. And there are 4 sections, so I need to know where you're coming from. And then also the specifics of what the request is. If it's a meeting, you tell me basically the meeting, and we will work out the details from there. Okay. If it's a problem that you're running into with some of the assignments, that is actually where you do that too. Okay. So if I go back to a home page, it takes me to that intro page with a little bit of a brief introduction. And then also it gives me the resources. The key thing is this one, the models link. So if I click on it here, or if I click on it from this link, it's going to take me to the same place. It's going to take me to the different stuff that I have to do. Some of this content is locked, so I'm not going to be able to see it. And this is the stuff that we have together. You may choose to actually send me an email, which would work fine. You also have my email address. We go back to the home page. And let me pick up the syllabus. Doesn't matter which version. It should give you my email address, and here it is. So you can send me an email. When you do so, you have to be verbose. You have to tell me exactly your section, your CRN number, or at least which section you are in. And then again, the details of what you need, okay? If you do send an email via non-campus email, you have to tell me your name also, because some of these email addresses have different username than your name. So I will have difficulty finding you on Canvas, okay? To send you a message back, for example, for the link for a Zoom session or whatever. So we need that information. Another thing I also have, if you like to wish to do, I upload content on a regular basis. And this content, some of it is probably not relevant to you, some of it is relevant to your class, your section. First, what I do is I upload it to YouTube. Then when it's ready in terms of captions, when it's ready in terms of, sometimes when you release something to YouTube, it takes time for it to be indexed. So during that time, the content is not available for you on Canvas. So if you want to, you could jump into YouTube and subscribe to the channel, at least during this semester, so that you will get the content as soon as it's made available on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, all you have to do is put my first name and my last name. You can put DJ Bouzidi and it's going to pop up, okay? So it's going to be, you will find it on YouTube, so you can use it from there and you subscribe to it. Now, if there is a content relevant to your class, it's going to say your class name immediately and the title. So it's going to be Astronomy 100 or ASTR 100. In either case, that is content that is relevant to you. So you may want to look at it. Now, this content can be concepts explained related to the topics of the week. It can be related to the exams. It can be related to other assignments. So it's a good idea to have to jump on that if you want to. Now, this is, of course, granted it's a one-way communications from me to you, but you can still come back to the inbox and send messages, or to the email to send me a message. Actually, you also have in the printed version of the syllabus my phone number also. I'm still working on my office phone number, but hopefully that will be ready too. The point being in here is it's a good idea to subscribe for so many reasons. One of them is actually if you probably are not logged into Canvas, but you would want to review something quickly, you can go to YouTube and watch it or do something else, especially in terms of assignments. This class is, as I was saying, an online class, meaning all of the resources for you and the instructions are in there. Some of these projects are a little bit lengthy, so you need to be working on them as soon as they're assigned. As I was saying, you will be given, hopefully, ample details about those projects via the instructions, followed with videos on how to do them. The projects are 3 projects that we will be working on in this class. One of them is the retrograde motion of Mars. This is a long project, and you need to work on it, okay? So I will post at least the instructions on it, and we'll also post a video on it. And then if you still have questions about it, please send me messages. The second project that we will be working on is the Lunar Observation. This does not this does not require a lot of writing, but it requires a lot of field work. You go outside and you observe the moon for a whole month, once a week, okay? Basically 4 observations that you need to do and report the location of the moon and also the shape of the moon. I will give you more details on that project, okay? The third project that you will be given is from a software that I posted the link on, Canvas. If you go to this link, you will see this software called Stellarium. This is a good software to have, download on your PC or download on your Mac or Linux. And there is even a web version. If you cannot download it, you can go to the internet and use that same software. I will be posting instructions on how to use that software, including the shortcuts to some of the key features of that software. Because we are not on campus, we are online, you need to do some simulations for the night sky, and this is a good tool for it. How much does it cost you? Nothing. It's a free software. So you can have it and work with it, okay? I will, again, be posting instructions on how to use it, and also with examples, and also doing videos and posting stuff on it. Now, if you still have problems with it or struggling with it, especially if you cannot install it on your own computer or laptop, please let me know, and hopefully we'll work out the details. If you can come into campus, that's great, then we can meet. If not, we can do a remote session and hopefully get it going for you. In addition to this type of assignments, which are projects, you have 3 of them, you will also have homework assignments, basically working out problems and answering questions. For both of this, again, if you have difficulty with them, please let me know. With the examples, hopefully, with the instructions, with the videos, you should have enough materials to do your things. You can work in teams. You can work in teams. This is actually, it's not you can, you should work in teams, doing projects and doing also homework. In other words, you really need to reach out to your peers. Yes, Laura?
How are in pairs if like we're on Zoom?
Okay, that's a good question. Hold on, I'm coming to it. Okay, 1 second. So I'm going to, first of all, reiterate this point in here for projects and homework only, where you can or should work in teams, okay? You should work in teams to complete those assignments. When you do so, you need to write your name in the report on top and the name of every person who worked with you, up to preferably no more than 3 people altogether. Because it becomes too many, then you will be lost. You have no idea who's doing what, and the communication sometimes breaks down. And there will be probably one person who is doing everything and another person who's probably doing hardly anything. And this is not constructive. This is not useful. 3 people or less, 2 people, 3 people is actually good number to work together, okay? So this is the recommended way of doing business. Now you ask a question. Let me share with you the screen. There is an open topic class discussion in here. This is for anything you would want to talk about. If you're reaching out to people, you can ask them in here, okay, to work with you. Obviously, if you cannot meet online, if there is if you cannot, for example, talk on the phone, if you cannot, for example, send messages via email or through Canvas or through any other tool like the one that is offered by the college. Which one is the one that what is Pronto? Whatever other tools that you have available to your disposal to get to yourself, so that you can work with your peers, okay? Use them. If you need me to facilitate meetings on Zoom, I'll be more than happy to do so. Just send me a message and make sure your peers are ready. It doesn't matter what time of the day, it doesn't matter what time of the week you guys want to meet, I can facilitate that, okay? There is another feature that if you guys are interested from Office 365, which we have access to, called Teams. And in Teams, you guys can share files and post them in there and start working together, okay? And actually have what looks like Zoom. It's similar to Zoom, where you guys can meet and also work together, okay? I can facilitate that too, or you can make your own group and work together. The point being in here is working together is something extremely highly recommended for this purpose. The only reason why I'm not mandating it and making it mandatory is because of the fact that we are remote, okay? I cannot force you or force everybody to something that is probably out of your control. So again, the open topic class discussion, you can request stuff, you can share ideas, you can make suggestions for everybody. This is the useful thing for it. If you have any kind of input to the class that you want me to know of, this is also a good place. I'm a subscriber to this discussion item. So anytime something is posted there, I will know about it. And I will try to interject if my help can be useful. If not, somebody else can be also helpful. They can interject, provided that you guys are also subscribing to it. All you have to do is just click on subscribe. And anytime there is something new, it's going to come to you as a message. So you can come in there and look at it and respond to people if you can help them or work together with them. So this is a good way of communicating everywhere and actually making useful input to the class. If something is going too slow or something going too fast or something not clear, this is actually a good place also to make suggestions for it, where the benefit for it is for everybody. This is not like you have a special issue yourself that you think your classmates should not know about it. For example, an issue with a grade or something, this is not a good place for that, okay? The inbox is where you're supposed to send me messages, and we keep that conversation private, only for the two of us. When the conversation is useful for the entire classroom, this is a good place where to go and post stuff in it. So this is not a graded assignment because, as you have probably noted, if you go to the models page, there are already discussion items that are graded for a grade. These two, for example, they have a grade of them. This has 20 points. This has 5 points. The one I'm talking about right now is an open discussion, and this open discussion is not graded, but the purpose of which is exactly the question that you asked, to establish that rapport between your peers so that hopefully you can cooperate and work together on these things. Sounds good? Yes, Laura?
Yes, thank you.
No problem. In addition to that, we will have other types of assignments, quizzes on a regular basis. We will also have homework assignments, as I was saying. Homework assignments and projects, you can work together on them. Quizzes, no. They're individual. They're open book, open text, so you can basically look at the text and answer them. And then there are the exams. There are 3 exams, 3 midterms, where I'm hoping that we meet at least a week before that to plan them and have them done. Every midterm is concerning only the units that are covered up to that point. So this is basically in a nutshell how your course is laid out. And if you guys have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them, send me messages, and that's actually what I am here for. And in addition to that, I'll be posting content. So as I was saying before, it's probably not a bad idea to subscribe to the YouTube channel, especially if you're working on a project and you're outside of the campus. You don't need to log into the Canvas, so you can still get that content that you need. You have a question about the project, what is it asking me to do? Here is the instructions for it. You can go and look at it and then follow the steps. Okay.
Hello.
So again,
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to know how much the book would cost by any chance. No, I didn't really get that earlier. I'm sorry.
okay, I really don't know the cost, honestly. Okay.
Okay,
The
thank you.
bookstore, it's like 120, but I found it in Amazon for like $60.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome.
So the Amazon one, the cheaper version would work. As I was saying also in the intro, either the 5th edition or the 6th edition should work the same, okay? Both of them are, I think, I didn't see any difference whatsoever in terms of assignments. And this is really mainly where we need them. We need them for reading and we need them for assignments. So these 2 are the same, so there is no harm in getting the 5th edition if it's cheaper, okay? If you check probably eBay, it's even cheaper, okay? So this is basically what I was, and you need the book as soon as possible, by the way, okay? So because these things can accumulate very quickly and become overwhelming. I know the first week, usually I don't do it that in depth. Actually, I don't really put a lot of load on it because a lot of people are still getting the book and still adjusting. But then after that, we're going to pick up the pace so that we complete the materials in due time. Okay. So I wanted it to be a brief orientation. And for some of you, at least there were 2 lingering questions, 2 questions that popped up many from some of you, not everyone. And the first one has to do with the meetings. Because this is an online course, I cannot really require you to meet online. I would do my best to have the recordings posted on YouTube first. And then after I meet all the requirements, basically in terms of both Google, in terms of its indexing, and also in terms of, especially in terms of the closed captions, because I have to edit all of the text to make sure it's compliant in compliance with the proper basically regulations. Then after that, I will go to Canvas and post a link for you guys so that you can follow with what we did. Okay, this is one thing. And this is true whether for the meeting or for the content. Okay, meaning when I say content, it's 2. The actual explanation basically of the topics, or the actual assignments basically and how they will flow. I will try to keep those as short as possible, hopefully no more than 15 minutes chunks. So every portion is going to be at most 15 minutes, hopefully less, and so that they become manageable, okay? The other question that basically is the first question was about the meetings. There was another question that I slipped my mind right now. Anyway, I will. I have been responding, and there is nobody that I did not respond to in terms of those questions. Every time they come up, and let me look quickly into my email to see if I can find what the other common question was. So the meetings, the fact that the meetings are not required online, and how often we meet is the other question. Probably I forgot to. Right now, there are two things, but the other one is not as important as the first one. The first one is really how often we meet is, like I said before, is going to be on as needed basis. And that's basically the only thing I can remember right now, but there is another thing in here that's in the background of my mind. Anyway, so I wanted it to be a short, really, meetings, more like an orientation than anything else. And do you guys have any questions for me? Obviously, a lot of you are not on class right now, or are not on Zoom right now, because when I sent the message, I also clearly stated that this is like an optional meeting. I mean, optional attendance meeting, I should say. I remember the second question, and I will tell you what it is, okay? And that is that's why probably we don't have a lot of people live. The second one is about the attendance, okay? Because the college policy is we have to report the no-shows to the college. And a lot of you were wondering about that. And that's closely connected to this meeting, actually. If you don't do your assignments on Canvas, if you don't log into Canvas, if you don't do stuff on Canvas, first of all, if you didn't do anything by now, then you're going to, by the due date of the dropout date, you're going to be dropped from the class, okay? But since you're watching this, probably you're okay as far as that, okay? The second thing is your work is going to be monitored in two ways. The first one, remember that discussion item? If you go back into the models page, this one, the weekly discussion item, okay? Click on it. It gives you a bunch of things, okay? A bunch of videos actually, and also instructions of what I am supposed to be doing, okay? And this is due February 25th. And this is the instructions that I am supposed to do. Here is the topic. Explain the difference between the coordinates used to locate objects on Earth and on the celestial sphere. If I watch this video, if I go through these videos, and if I read the unit carefully, because that's what I'm supposed to do, below is a brief introduction to the topic of celestial sphere and is related to the rotation. But watching these videos and reading the chapter unit, okay, which is unit 5 and 6, actually more 5 than 6 at this point. The question is related to 5, that's why it's a unit in a single form. Then you should be able to answer this question, okay, by following the instructions in here. If you do that, two things will happen. First of all, you get a participation grade, which is 5 points. And then also you will not be dropped from the class. Now, doing this on a weekly basis, doing your quizzes on a weekly basis, on a regular basis, quizzes are not all weekly, by the way, okay? Like this week, the first week, I don't have a quiz. And doing your exams and your homework assignments and your projects will ensure that you will get all of your grades intact and you will get your class passing it, hopefully with flying colors, okay? If you start missing on these topics that are on a weekly basis are going to be there, you're going to miss 10% of your grade. And worse than that, if you're not turning in any other assignments, if you're not participating in the class, you may be dropped from the class before the due dates, okay, when they're supposed to be happening. So this is the question that actually came in, sometimes not explicitly, but implied, basically the level of participation. So this is why I want to emphasize on this one. Obviously, you have another discussion point in here. Let me go back to it. For this week, you have two. That's why I didn't do any quizzes or anything like that. And that is, do we live on a flat Earth? This is, it has two parts in it. The first part is due Saturday, and the second part is due on this coming Monday. So all of these discussion items, they have explicit instructions, including when is the first part is due, when is the second part due, what you need to get the all of the points for the first part, what you need to do to get all of the points for the second part, and all of the instructions in here for this one. For example, for this one, I want to see the rubric. Here is the rubric. This is how I'm going to grade you, okay? Obviously, the dates have changed, but this is how I'm going to grade you. You'll get 10 points if you do this. All 4 points are answered, okay? If not, you'll get this many. And if you don't post anything, you get this many. So if I go back, so how did I get to this? All I did, I clicked on in here and went show rubric. Oops, I didn't mean to go to this link. Yeah, you have to observe that through a link in there, okay? So when you click on that one, it tells you exactly how you're supposed to be contacting. So if I do all of this 4, I get 10 points by this date, okay? If I meet all of these requirements by this date, I should get the other 10 points and I'm done, okay? And I'm done with this one, okay? So this is basically some of the things that are that were asked by some of your classmates, and I think they are useful for you guys. And hopefully this becomes clearer as we move on. And if you have any questions, especially about the instructions, about the layout of the course, about the stuff that needs to be done, please send me a message. And if it's still not clear after I reply to you, we can still meet, okay? We can still meet either in person or on Canvas. Oh, no, I'm sorry, on Zoom. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Okay, so unless you guys have any questions, I'm going to stop the recording and watch for the messages.